Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. Welcome back to the channel Flow State Activation. We're still in Aligned Alien April. Today we're talking about one of my favorite deities to work with. He is most associated with my soul star chakra. Okay, if you're unfamiliar with the soul star chakra, it's the one above your crown, okay? So these are more so transpersonal chakras, okay? Transpersonal chakras, and then there's subpersonal chakras, okay? They go below the earth star and so forth, underneath the root. King Nixsa is associated with the element of water. He's the elemental king of water, okay? By the way, guys, I told you I'm gonna become more and more attractive. Just keep watching, okay? Each video, it's getting more and more attractive. You guys are seeing it, okay? I mean, look at me, I look different. All right, that's enough self-cherishing for one video. Let's move on. Nixsa is here to teach us around this concept of pleasure alchemy, which we are foundationally understanding and creating as a part of the Primal Sutra protocol, okay? Which is a program that's gonna help you basically go from a fear state of mind to a flow state of mind. More so, you're gonna make flow state more naturally part of your lifestyle, and it's gonna enhance any practitioner to enhance their intuition and their psychic gifts to a level where they can channel, they can heal, and they can do a bunch of other things, okay? My background is in the flow state and positive psychology. I've been fascinated by these things and these teachings and writings. There's a lot in the mystic Kabbalah around King Nixsa. Nixsa, some people call him as well. The word Nixsa itself means concealed or hidden. It could also come from Nixash, which means serpent or snake, because he's associated as the king of the Undines. The Undines are basically like mer people, similar to sirens or mermaids and so forth, right? So my business partner's brand Shakti is mermaids and mine is fairies. We saw that the in-between between mermaids and fairies would be Undines, okay? So that's an interesting correlation too, suddenly. Nixsa can teach a lot about emotionality, poetry, influence, particularly the subconscious mind and water, okay? So Nixsa is very well connected to the Akashic records, the hidden aspects, the substratum of lucid dreaming in the dream realm, as well as healing, psychism, disillusion, rebirth or death, astral traveling. At least one branch of the Golden Dawn also labels Nixsa is a queen, and apparently there are 4 queens associated with the elemental water kingdom, I guess you could call it. So personally, myself, in working with Nixsa, he's taught me a lot of things that I tend to avoid doing or looking into, specifically like vulnerability, caressing others or comforting others, intimacy, and things which have a lot of emotions involved in them, right? So he helps me to come back to neutrality. And he says that neutrality creates a tranquility. You know, one of the things that King Nixsa told us is that spontaneity comes from self-knowledge. If you want to be more spontaneous, you got to know yourself better, okay? Which I think really makes sense to me, okay? It really made sense to me because, yeah, the moments when we're most spontaneous, we know that there's something in the back of our minds working. We just can't see those patterns, right? Like I said yesterday. You know, randomness is just our inability to see God's patterns. He also stated to me that you can add one emotion to neutralize a negative emotion. So let's say you are lovingly hateful, in a sense, right? The love aspect neutralizes the hate and brings it down from its intensity or charge, in a sense. You get what I mean? So that's a part of the tech that I'm receiving. Also, he loves the fact that I work with the flow state and water and working with the Makara essence because he's associated with all the sea monsters. And, you know, if he's the elemental king, then he's also connected with all the other deities of the water, right? From Poseidon to Varuna to all of the other ones. So the alchemical symbol is a downwards pointing triangle, which is very interesting, right? It's also, I believe it's the one for Shakti, isn't it? Too. We recently got this tech that, you know, Shakti is like this and then Shiva is like this, and, you know, that was an interesting correlation we made. But anyway, so what I'll do in working with Nixsa sometimes is I trace my dominant hand with a triangle. This really helps, okay? Drawing the alchemical symbol of water on my hand. and imagining that it's like holograms of fish people and mermen and different, you know, blue and aquamarine and multicolored, you know, aspects are like kind of floating around the edges and the brim of this alchemical symbol. So, and then I take that and then I put it towards my heart to then invoke Nixsa at times, okay? So that's one of the ways that I also communicate with this being. Obviously, I can't share everything on YouTube, okay? This is occult teachings, occult science. That's why you're not finding any videos of Nixsa on YouTube itself. You only have like Satanya and a couple other ones. You know, Travis Magus made an amazing video on his Instagram reel based on Nixsa. So using some of the tech from him, I mean, what he's stating is Nixsa helps with intuition and compassion, which I've understood. He's connected to the unconscious of all reality. He teaches how to communicate with others using dream magic, so you can actually show up in other people's dreams in a sense. You can manipulate the etheric plane, the astral realms. He helps in disintegrating very painful traumas and erasing certain memories, okay? Shape-shifting, mastery of the emotions, all fluid things flowing together. The domain of Nixsa is fluidity, is flow, is water, the quality of water. It's transparent. It's hidden, it's in the background, but it affects everything, okay? We are 70% water or more, understand that. He can help a lot with influencing the world around you, okay? Some of you are like, yeah, man, hey, I want to learn immortality. I want to learn the truths of the world, man. Let Nixsa teach me, okay? He's not going to work with just anybody, okay? You got to be initiated, meaning that you got to understand the information that you're going to be receiving from Nixsa. Now, if you have a high intelligence and you are a fast learner and you're hyper creative and you're within your intuition, it should be fine. The information that you're receiving should be fine. But if in any case you find that you can't make out head or tail of what's going on, you need to do more research. You need to go into the depth of these things, right? So Nixsa's kingdom lies beneath the depths of the ocean. And we always heard this term in our Pathworking Primal Sutra, where he would say, stay grounded as the bottom of the ocean. So that means the outside world is going to bring you chaos and tsunamis and storms, but you got to remain centered. You got to remain grounded, okay? You got to remain subconscious with your power. He's under the jurisdiction of Archangel Gabriel, okay? All right, hold on, guys. Iced tea break because it's like 41 degrees here because it's damn hot here in Kolkata. You know, something that King Nixsa also helps me with is dance, okay? Expression, of course, recording these videos and things like this, but dance specifically. I don't know how he moves my body like that. I have no idea. Maybe it's also some influence from Shivaji and the Nataraja form. I'm always blown away at that. I'm always blown away at that, man. It's next level. The way I see Nixsa in my mind's eye is that he has very long, wire-like type of hair, like seaweed, scraggly, almost like tentacle-like. His eyes are like very piercing and brooding and intense. You can't look away from his eyes. His eyes are mesmerizing, and you know, you can get drawn into that entire world. Some of the ways in which I give tributes to Nixsa, if you're interested in giving tributes, which can enhance your magical practice way more, okay? If you decide to give offerings or rituals as a part of, you know, your devotion towards that being, oftentimes it really helps you enhance or boost the results that you might be getting. What I do is, well, Nixsa likes very sweet smelling scents, so things that remind you of the ocean, or more so an ocean scent. Seashells are always appreciated, than different depictions of dolphins. So I have two ways in which I represent this. So I have a wooden dolphin that I've bought in Bali, okay? Very powerful one. I might even write Nixsa or carve Nixsa's name on this. I'm just thinking about it. I think that's a good idea with his sigil or his N. By the way, I'm gonna teach you his N as well. This is a Funko Pop. It's actually of the Spider-Man villain, Hydro, I believe his name is, the water one. But yeah, this reminds me of King Nixsa quite a bit. And therefore I've chosen this to represent King Nixsa. It's a very powerful Funko Pop, and I give a lot of intention, charging a lot of energy into this Funko Pop. So, you know, it keeps my space protected. Obviously, cups, chalices, water of any kind, okay? Just keeping little cups all around, different saucers with water, different cups with water. Always appreciated. We, of course, at Primal Sutra have been innovating these water rituals, okay, where we float a candle on top of water and we use water from another bucket and then we pour it into a new ritual and so forth. We got super creative at one point, okay, with these water rituals. We work a lot with water magic, so we actually require King Nix's help for a lot of our, you know, entrainment and to be grand masters of the water element and in a sense, okay? The cardinal attribution for Nixsa is obviously west, which is associated with water, okay? So if you are to keep any kind of amulet or, you know, one of these guys or any representation of Nixsa that you want, I'd highly recommend you keep it towards the west side, okay? The N is like a mantra that you can repeat in order to invoke Nixsa's energy around your space, okay? It's very powerful to, again, before you start to draw the downwards triangle, okay, the alchemical symbol of water on your hand. And like I said, the visualization is really key as well. Nixsa vignet rex magus super aquas. 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 Okay? Really easy to remember and memorize as well. It's Nixsa vignet rex magus super aquas. Like aquas, right? Like water. When you work with King Nixsa, he's going to test your emotions, okay? So after a channeling, I remember I just started crying at one point, and I noticed it. Why am I crying randomly, you know, after this channeling? It makes no sense. But then I realized I had different baggages that I hadn't processed yet, and King Nixsa actually helped me to cleanse up some of that gunk, and I didn't even realize it until afterwards. And he was just like, you know, in that moment, he made me like, I don't know, hug the person I was arguing with. In that moment, he made me like just cry, like a breakthrough, like catharsis moment, right? So he helps a lot with that, and he helps to eradicate really painful traumas and things like this. So if you ever have the pain of a breakup or the pain of like, you know, I can't get over this, I can't get over this moment, this event keeps replaying in my head over and over again. He has different ways in which he's taught us to reassociate those old symbolic understandings that you might have had with that event to something satisfying, right? Which changes your intensity associated. Again, it's all associated with the emotional charge, right? We get super reactive because different events that might be happening in your mind has a very strong emotional charge, and therefore you can't control it. But what if you could? What if you had the strength in order to handle that? See what I'm saying? So that's what Nixsa teaches you, man. If you want to know more, obviously shoot me a message, join the Primal Sutra Telegram group, join the path working, okay? If you're kind of skeptical about this stuff too, try it out for free, okay? We have a free channeling session every Sunday. If you're like, this stuff isn't real, these are all crazy, okay? Well, if that's your attitude, get off my channel. I don't want you here, okay? I don't want you here. I don't want you here. Get out of here, okay? And we have a free live Zoom podcast, okay? Every Wednesday. Super powerful, okay? We have Kevin Oros coming next, okay? Flow State Jedi. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it to the Upward Spiral gang. May we never be the same again. Os.